Hi guys, it's Jen here from Just Jen Cosplay. Don't have a huge amount of progress to show you because I have had to do some adulting this week. Yay! Literally that means that my workroom was a complete and utter mess, so I have tidied it and got myself into a point where I can start on the next project without having to be tripping over bits of Sylvanas all over the place. I will quickly, very quickly show you how messy it was. So much mess, it's so messy, it's so messy. Yeah, so as you can see, there was just stuff everywhere. Yeah, bit of a mess. In there you will also see the start of my new project, because I have been doing a little bit of work on it. You'll see some of it, but there's not enough really to show you anything meaningful at this point. So yeah, messy room back to a tidy place, because I didn't even have somewhere to sit and actually film this, as you could see. So yeah, that was definitely part of my week. Obviously my new dog is taking up some of my time as well, so maybe I'll see if I can get her in here. 1 second. Yeah, everyone loves Luna, so here you go. Here's some Luna. She's needed lots and lots of walking, so I take about 2 hours a day walking. Not just me. She is a co-owned dog, so she's co-walked. Unfortunately, because where we walk her, we're super messy, I am in my pyjama bottoms because she's made all of my clothes filthy by dragging me through the mud. So that's the other thing I've been adulting. I've had to do some washing and washing up and all that boring adult stuff. Let's see if we can get a nicer video of her. Oh yeah, my puppy. She's not really allowed in here. I don't let her in normally, but she's been assisting me with some of the my cosplay, haven't you? You've been assisting me. You've been an assistant woofer. Yes. Sorry, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to tell you stuff. I thought, bless you, I thought I'd talk a little bit about my cosplay name. So I went with Just Jen Cosplay, as you know, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Number one is I had no idea what to call myself. I've never really had a nickname. Everyone calls me Jen. Just Jen. Oh, she's off. Bye bye. Yeah, so as I was saying, I've never had a nickname. I did think about using one of my WoW character names, potentially. My hunter main, well, my main became a druid, but I had a hunter for a long time, and her name was Amora, but it was spelt with an H. It was supposed to be an AH''MORA, because she was a blood elf, and it was supposed to be pronounced Achmora, because a lot of theirs had apostrophes in it. But turns out that in the game you're not actually allowed to put apostrophes in your characters' names, so she was just Amora. But then I had a look around, there were lots of people like Amora, Amore, that kind of thing, spelt normally, and I thought it might become a little bit confusing if people were looking for me and found them, you know. So I decided to just go with my name. I didn't want to go with Jen Cosplay, just because I thought it was a little bit boring. And it was actually quite funny, at MCM at the weekend, somebody was calling me, so my full name is Genevieve. Somebody was calling me and they said, oh, Genevieve. I went, oh, just Jen. Just Jen Cosplay. And I made myself giggle a little bit because, oh, goodness me, there is some sunshine. Hang on, sorry. Actually in the spotlight just then. So, yeah, speaking with a friend, she was actually the one who suggested, what about Just Jen Cosplay? The only thing that I was worried about with it was, obviously if I'm called Just Jen Cosplay and I'm doing stuff on my own, that's fine. But what if I wanted to do a group cosplay and I was doing it with a few other people that maybe I know, or that, you know, asked me to come along or something? What would that mean? And she said it would be quite funny if you were like, Just Jen Cosplay and somebody else, and I guess I found it kind of amusing as well. So I went with it. there's also obviously the thing that it is just me. I haven't had, well, apart from mum counts, I haven't really had any help with this. It's literally been me watching tutorials. I don't have a lot of cosplayer friends in Kent. I've got some back in Bournemouth, so shout out to any of them if they're watching. But I don't physically have anybody really to help me most of the time, so it's just me. Yeah, so just done cosplay. It seemed to go well. In case you hadn't noticed, I do have a slight lisp on S's, so I wanted to stick away from S's because you know, I didn't want to be having to listen to myself going all the time. Just is fine. It doesn't. There's the S sound is not a S, so it's fine. Yeah. Anywho, so just a little recap on MCM as well that I didn't manage to mention last time. So I found it incredibly stressful. Actually, I was really nervous. I didn't place in the masquerade. Not that I necessarily expected to, since it was my first MCM. Quite nicely though, 2 of the people who did place were the 2 of the judges from Bournemouth, so that was really nice. I managed to catch up with one of them, Calderai Cosplay, with her fantastic Aloy. Yeah, I did have a good time, but I left feeling like I hadn't done the stuff I wanted to do. I didn't get any photo shoots done, I didn't get into any videos, and you see all these videos of people that do a mashup of them, and like literally I had a couple of people who walked past and asked for my photo, which was amazing. And I love that feeling when somebody actually comes over and says, oh, I love WoW. You know, somebody actually came up behind me and they go, oh, I've been waiting for a Lady Sylvanas cosplayer. Actually, just Sylvanas, they said, and took my photo, and that is fantastic. However, of course, that does mean that in this scenario where I literally turned up and I went and did the... Whoa! I have a dog barking. 1 second. Sorry about that. I guess comes with having a dog, doesn't it? Are you going to come back here? No? What was I saying? Yeah, so I did the pre-judging, and then I only had about an hour and a half to walk around, and that included my lunch. And then I had to go and stand and wait in a queue to be in the masquerade. Then by the time the masquerade had finished, it was time to leave, as in it was actually past closing time. It had gone past 5 o'clock. So I did feel a bit disappointed, really, that I hadn't done any of the stuff that I felt like MCM was really famous for, like those fantastic videos, and you'll probably see them everywhere. So yeah, I think I've decided that I'll probably go to the one in May. I will take... sorry, this is a really bad video. I'm so bright. I will probably take a slightly more comfortable costume, maybe not full armour. Haven't decided yet. We'll see. I might be taking my Skyrim one. Depends on how it looks when it's finished. But I will probably not enter the masquerade, and I'll just try and experience the con not doing that. Yeah, because I haven't actually been in Lady Sylvanas and not entered. So it means that I've not had the joy of just walking around and having people go, yay, pictures and stuff. There's also been some WoW cinematics that have come out literally in the last couple of days, because this weekend has been BlizzCon over in Anaheim in in America. And yeah, Lady Sylvanas has featured quite heavily in those. So she might still have some life in her, although seeing some of the new armour, I might have to remake her. We'll see. Anyway, I have mumbled on for long enough. I will promise to try and do some proper work on my cosplay over the next week, so that come next week's video I can actually show you the stuff that I've been working on for weeks. I just had to put it all down to obviously make Sylvanas ready for MCM London. But yeah, now I've got a bit of time. I have got no planned conventions at the moment, but I will have a look because there are plenty of them. They go on all across the country, so maybe I'll see what I'll do. But if not, I'll definitely be at MCM London in May. Just a quick roundup then in terms of the costume was much more comfortable. Was so happy with the boots. They worked really well. They didn't slide down at all. In fact, I had basically no issues with the whole of the bottom half of the costume. There was a little tiny issue with one of the spikes coming a bit loose, but it stayed on for it, so that was fine. And my feather stayed together all right this time. I put so much hot glue at the end of the feather. Because this is the one that I have with an arrow point. I put so much hot glue on it so that it wouldn't go anywhere, because this is one of the problems I had every time I've got it out. One of them has fallen off, but yeah, this time I glued it on there, and I had one of the swirls off of my bow has fallen off, but that will just be a little bit of heat and glue that back on. So those are the only issues I had, so that's amazing. My shoulders were a little bit painful by the end of the day, but I think that's just partly because of my posture, because I have really bad posture, and partly just because of the extra weight. Anywho, that's it. If you've got any questions or queries, as always, let me know. And you can see little bits and videos and stuff, and I put little pictures of Luna up on my Facebook, Twitter or Instagram, or all of them. So you can find me on any of them, just Jen Cosplay, and I'll talk to you guys next week.